Hey, this is Rick Brandenburg for Turf Bugs and Rock and Roll, and this video is coming to you from Edenton, North Carolina, which is a lovely town in the eastern part of North Carolina that sits on the Albemarle Sound, and it's a very historic town. The county is over 350 years old. The town is 300 years old, played a huge role in the Revolutionary War. A lot of incredible history here in this location. So it just so happens that in this quaint colonial town, that 41 years ago I began my PhD research here in the surrounding agricultural area. So I know it seems hard to believe that I would have started my PhD work when I was 7 years old, but it actually was 41 years ago that I started my research here. And interestingly enough, I did not do my research on turf grass. I actually did my PhD work working on peanuts, which I still work on some to this day. But there's really a lot of analogies and comparisons that could be made between the two crops. So this happens to be a peanut field, and I've worked in these for 40 years now or more. And I'm not saying because I've worked in peanuts it makes me a better turfgrass specialist. I'm just saying because I worked in peanuts and the different array of activities I've been involved with, it helps me perhaps have a better perspective and a better observations on turfgrass than I would have had I not done this. Because peanuts are a lot like turfgrass, and they're actually a very high input crop. For a farmer to grow an acre of peanuts, he's going to invest $900 to $1,000 in that crop per acre. And 30 cents a pound that he's going to get for the peanuts, he's got to grow a lot of peanuts. So peanuts require a lot of inputs, just as high quality turf requires a lot of inputs. And one of the things that I really learned was that one action often impacts another action. You apply a certain insecticide, you may get spider mite problems. In fact, if you apply a certain fungicide, you may get a spider mite outbreak because the fungicide you're applying is killing the natural pathogen. So I learned a lot of the interactions, and over the 40 years I've worked in peanuts, we've seen a lot of change in the pest issues because of changing programs and changing patterns of pesticide use. There's no reason we should think turfgrass is going to be any different. Because turfgrass, we've had different mowing regimes, we've had different fertilizer regimes, different irrigation regimes, and we use a lot of different products. And as we do that, we're going to see the biological organisms in these situations change. So one of the real appreciations I have from working in agricultural crops for 4 decades is the fact that things change over time, and that's the same thing we observe in turfgrass, and that's not because we're doing anything wrong. It's just simply a reflection of the practices and the pressure we put on the pests and how they will shift over time. So, in closing, come to visit Edenton, North Carolina and see all the neat old colonial houses from the 1700s and early 1800s. But the second thing is remember that you're dealing with a living, breathing organism when you're talking about managing turf. A lot of things change over time. A lot of it's a reflection of our cultural management practices, such as mowing and irrigation and those sorts of things. But a lot of it all has to do with the products we use, the pesticides, the fungicides, the insecticides, and the herbicides. And just like in field crops, how we're always seeing this shifting platform we have to work from, the same thing happens in turfgrass. And don't forget that your issues and problems and the way you deal with them today may change dramatically over the next 5, 10, 15 years, and that's a natural progression. It's not anything you're doing wrong, and that's why you have to stay current with latest problem-solving techniques and products so that you can always be a step ahead of the problems. Hope that helps. Look forward to seeing you again soon, and maybe even in Edenton, North Carolina. Take care.